Our Gracious Majesty the Queen has worn some incredible outfits over her 70-year reign, and we're never quite sure whether she likes them or not. Many would say, of course, that her current crop of outfits are really iconic, bold matching colours that, of course, the public, her audience, can see from afar. But are we about to find out that this particular outfit that she wore a few years ago now is possibly the least of her favourites? And as ever, why? Good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Now, this particular building behind me here that's having some renovations is called the Me Hotel. Yes, very apt in this very celebrity world, isn't it? But way back until the 1950s, this was the Gaiety Theatre. It opened in 1903 and was the hippest place to be seen at, made famous of course by those rather delicious Gaiety girls. Now, the Gaiety girls were kind of based on the Parisian Moulin Rouge girls also. Everybody copies everybody, doesn't matter what decade it is, doesn't it? And of course there was a very famous star, Gertie Katana, who basically was a big sort of draw here for many years, toured up and down the country, married rich, was friends with very senior members of the British monarchy, and in fact way back in 1948 did one of her very final appearances at the Royal Command Performance. Lovely plaque dedicated to where the former theatre is, so when you're having a drink at the cocktail bar, remember you sat in the stalls, and if you go way back into the kitchens, then you're backstage and into the dressing rooms where many famous people have sat and applied their makeup before appearing upon their adoring public. Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. This story does make me smile, in fact, because way back in 1999 Our Gracious Majesty the Queen attended the Royal Variety Performance. I'll never forget it because, you know, I had a bit of an attachment to it. As ever, more about that later. But what's interesting here is it was the outfit that Her Majesty turned up in at that event. A lot of people thought, well, wow, this is a radical change for Her Majesty the Queen. As you can see, it was rather a vibrant affair, but apparently she liked it. Or did she? And Her Majesty the Queen did eventually turn up at the Royal Variety Performance way back in 1999. She broke away from her usual style and instead wore this multicoloured dress that literally stood out from all the rest. The bold harlequin sequin gown worn to the Royal Variety Performance was one definitely of Her Majesty's boldest looks ever. The top of the dress was covered in sequins in a variety of colours, all designed in a patchwork style. The bottom part of the dress was just as bold and eye-catching, with a bright yellow skirt decorated with orange lines diagonally across. Now, the dress's creator, Carl Ludwig Reis, has said that he was overwhelmed by the reaction to his design. People seem to think that she was thrilled at how she looked. She looked stunning, like she looks always when she goes out in public. She was fun to work with and very knowledgeable about fabrics and what clothes would have suited her. This of course was way back in 1999. And now Her Gracious Majesty the Queen has some of her more famous and iconic outfits on display up at Balmoral. If you get the chance and you're up in that direction, do check them out. They are, as I say often on the show, you know, it's funny, you look at a picture, don't you, or an outfit and think, I remember when she wore that. And it's the same with people like Princess Diana, Camilla. Not so much, it's not the same, is it, for fellas? You know, it doesn't matter what you do. You can have a great tie, a great suit, but nobody really remembers that. But of course, royal ladies really do create fashion. Would just leave the Duke of York's daughter's hat there for now, yes? But according to a very good source, out of all of the outfits that our wonderful monarch has worn over the many years that she's remained on the throne, this could possibly be seen as her only mistake. And I say that lightly, and as ever, allegedly. But according to that very good source, she kind of liked it, but then apparently someone made a remark that she looked like the wrapping of a Quality Street sweet. This didn't go down very well, and in the words of Queen Victoria, apparently our wonderful Queen Elizabeth wasn't amused. I'll leave it with you to decide whether you like the look. Was it bold? Was it iconic? Or really should it remain forever wrapped away? I'm sure in years to come, like so many things with these royal exhibitions, we will see this dress again in some kind of display. I, for one, as I often say, will never forget it, but it's interesting to know, isn't it, that even our wonderful monarch can sometimes, possibly, dare I say, make a fashion icon mistake. As ever, let me know what you think about this particular outfit in the comments below. Neil Sean, Gaiety Theatre, in the very heart of London.